Now, this topic that I have to talk about today, I'm going to be very blunt and cutthroat about with you guys. Because this way of thinking really holds a lot of people back from achieving big things in life. And so I want you guys to use this video as motivation to get started if you haven't already. Whether it's properties or stocks or investing in yourself, why haven't you started already, guys? Because I recently looked at my overall stock portfolio, and to be honest with you guys, I'm doing really well. And so my overall portfolio is up by roughly 40%. And that's talking about just investing a year ago. When you look at the whole entirety of it, considering that I bought my very first stocks several years before then, you can only imagine how well my stock portfolio is really doing when I bought it much cheaper in the past. And so my question for those people that haven't started investing is, what savings account do you know is going to get you that rate in a year? I ask this question not to brag about how well my portfolio is doing, but it's mainly for the person behind the camera, watching this video that hasn't invested yet. What are you waiting for? And I want to use this video as an inspiration tool to get you started on your investment journey. But before I continue with it, make sure to show your favorite YouTuber some love by liking this video, sharing it too, and subscribing with the notification bell on as well. Continuing from where I left off though, the very first thing I thought about when I saw my stock portfolio wasn't how well I was doing. No, it was actually about those people out there that are watching my videos that still haven't taken action yet. What savings account, guys, do you know can make you that sort of interest rate in 10 years, let alone one? But yet, people still keep shoving their money into a savings account and putting investing to the side. It's really frustrating when you think about how wealthy investing can make you. Because every time you put your money into a savings account, you're giving the banks an opportunity to exploit your finances. I'm not being blunt here, I'm just being honest. And unfortunately, guess what the banks go and do with your money? They go and invest it themselves. So it really doesn't make any sense to not be investing your money. And I think we need to wake up as a nation, people, because a lot of us are being gullible as to thinking the banks are going to keep our money safe. Yeah, they might keep it safe, but the question is, what are they doing behind the scenes? Because guess what? If a person wants a loan and they want to go to that bank to take out a mortgage, or maybe buy a new car or whatever it is, guess whose money the banks is going to be using to cover that finances? It's not their own. They're going to be using your money to do that. All under the umbrella of keeping it safe. I find it so ironic that all of the banks are actually investing our money as I'm speaking right now. But yet, when you ask the average person, what do you think about investing? A lot of people will say, oh, it's risky. It's shunned upon. When we actually sit down and think about it, the banks are actually taking the mick out of us. And when we give the banks our money to indirectly loan out to another person, what do we get as a thank you gesture? Oh, here you go, 0.001% interest. Thanks, bank, thanks. Yeah. And for the creme de la creme, the best savings accounts around, you might just be lucky to get a savings account that keeps up with the inflation rate. So you're really losing money whichever way you choose to take when it comes to savings accounts. And when you sit down and digest what I'm actually telling you, things start to make sense, It starts to click. Why do the banks charge extra fees for taking your money out of a savings account prematurely? Well, it's because when you take your money out of that account, the bank's got less money to borrow out to other people. So guess what? That means they've got to raise more of their own money to pay, and loan out to other people. So it seems more riskier for them. So in other words, that fee that you're paying then and there is the banks giving you their charge for having to raise up their own money to loan out to other people instead of using yours to do that. The cheek, honestly. The same is true when it comes to missing payments, into that savings account and other things along that nature. I know it might sound cold, but I will really be lying if I try to sugarcoat it for you guys. The way I think of a bank is completely different to how the average person thinks of banks. The average person probably thinks a bank is somewhere where you can put your money and that is safe. Whereas I see banks as somewhere where you're forced to put your money. Now granted, you may not directly be, knife to your throat, physically forced to put your money there, but indirectly, you kind of are forced, guys. Because when you think about it, how are you going to get your student loan? How are you going to receive money from your relatives? And also, how are you going to get paid from your workplace without a bank account? Why is it that everything has to go to the banks first before it comes to you, when you're the one who worked for it? I'll tell you why. It's because it gives them more financial backing and control as to expanding that brand further. This is why cryptocurrency will always be a threat to the banks. Why? Because you're taking money out of their hand, You're taking food off their table and you're putting it into something that is completely independent. And in doing this, it completely jeopardizes their whole purpose in the economy. As a result, I see putting your money into a savings account as completely dead money. The banks will be piggy banking off of your finances to make them richer and leave you by the wayside. They really are leeching off of you. And some could even argue that it's even worse than dead money. It's like depleting money. Because when you look at the low interest rates associated with savings accounts, you're really losing the value of your money the more you keep your money in there. And so that's why I urge you guys to start investing if you haven't done so already. Because as I've mentioned, someone is investing your money, whether you like it or not. It's out of your hands. The question is, will you be the one capitalizing from the majority of it, or will you let the banks do that instead? But that's the end of my video, guys. I know this video has been very blunt, and straight to the point, but I just felt it was something that I had to get off my chest. And ultimately, I want you guys to use this as motivation to seek more in life, by investing your money, starting your own businesses, achieving your dreams. You're not going to get that putting your money in a savings account. If you guys feel like this video has really helped you out there and it's added value to you and it's inspired you to go out there, start investing, then do me a favor, guys. Let me know down in the comment box below just what it's done to you. And whilst you're there, don't forget to like this video, share it too, and subscribe with the notification bell on as well. It's your favorite YouTuber, Diesel in Finance, sharing my thoughts, my experiences with you guys every Sunday at 3 p.m. Have a great day, people. Bye.
Whoa.